It's your favorite super mayor, Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor, people's supervisor. Yes, yes, yes. I'm still gonna coin my name.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and I know y'all recognize this face. Interview at 023. Yup, it's her again. We've covered ex-super mayor Tiffany Henyard like it's a Netflix series. And just when you think the
love on those that loving on you back, and pay attention to the people in your camp. Because I had a ton of Judases in my camp. I kid you not, a ton of them.
Season finale aired. Sis pulls a plot twist straight out the corruption cinematic universe. This week's episode, she hit the courtroom, stood silent, and did what she does best, plead the fifth. Not once, not twice, but like it's part of her morning routine. It's the go-to move for public officials with skeletons dancing in their filing cabinets and, baby, welcome to Chapter 97 of What Not to Do as a Mayor. The plot thickened as Tiffany Henyard, former mayor, part-time township tyrant, and full-time FOIA dodger, got dragged back into court. Why now? Because watchdogs came knocking, demanding answers. We're talking basic questions like, hey, where's the money? And instead of receipts, they got radio silence. Picture it. Bad Tinder date energy, but with taxpayer dollars. The heat came courtesy of Edgar County watchdogs. Yes, them again. Our recurring heroes in this saga, who slapped a lawsuit on the village of Dolton. Their claim that Henyard and her crew didn't just ignore freedom of information requests, they steamrolled right over them. As in, skipped transparency altogether and acted like public accountability was optional. FOIA requests ain't just red tape. They're the bare minimum when it comes to government transparency, especially at the local level where the real mess tends to fester. The public has the right to see receipts, credit card charges, meeting notes, the basic ingredients of we ain't stealing from you. But when watchdogs asked for those records, Tiffany
Henyard's appearance in court was pretty quick and easy. She was ordered to come to court, in person after being found in contempt for not following state transparency laws and submitting records during her time in office. Now, as you mentioned, instead of testifying today, her attorney pled the fifth on the former mayor's behalf. Court documents say Henyard refused to respond to emails from last fall from Dalton Council requesting records in response to the FOIA request.
The watchdogs were looking for something pretty simple, which were some credit card bills.
And her crew pulled a full-blown ghost act. Like receipts, never heard of them. Instead of compliance, they hit the judge with a legal side-eye and acted brand new. So what happened next? The judge had enough of the games and hit her with a contempt ruling. Basically, girl, get in this courtroom now. When she showed up, her lawyer pulled the classic move. Oh, she doesn't recall. It was all so chaotic back then. Sis, you were the chaos. You can't set the house on fire and then claim the smoke clouded your memory. And here's the kicker. If the documents really don't exist, why keep pleading the fifth? Either you got M and hiding something, or you don't, and lying about it. It's giving guilty either way. We all know what pleading the fifth really means. That's not some cute way of saying, oops, I lost the paperwork. That's a legal brick wall. You plead the fifth when answering truthfully could get you in real legal trouble. And let's be honest, if this was truly just about a misplaced receipt or a fog.
During her time as Dalton mayor and Thornton Township supervisor, Brindley advised her to plead the fifth.
I think that's what anybody that's smart and reasonable and has a lawyer is going to do under these circumstances. She's not a public figure anymore. She's not in office, and she has every right to exercise her rights under the Constitution to protect herself.
Memory, she could say that under oath, in plain English, but she didn't, because it's not forgetfulness, it's fear. Fear that whatever she says might come back like a boomerang with handcuffs. And the situation isn't even that deep on the surface. We're talking FOIA requests, not espionage, credit card statements, not classified files. But when someone chooses silence over transparency in a case this basic, it screams that there's more bubbling under the surface. Tiffany's playing defense, but not just in court. She's guarding her whole political legacy like it's a crime scene. And the longer she pleads the fifth, the louder the question becomes. What's really hiding in those records? And child, don't get it twisted, this ain't her first courtroom rodeo. While she was sitting in that hearing, dodging accountability, like it was dodgeball, a judge casually dropped the fact that another lawsuit's already brewing. At this point, Tiffany's got more cases than Louis Vuitton, and it's not just her, the village, the commissions, her crew, everybody getting hit. Sis said she didn't even know about this one. Girl, with how many lawsuits you racking up, you probably need a spreadsheet and a legal team on speed dial. But instead of dealing with the mess, she hopped right back online like it's business as usual, logged into Facebook Live like it was the BET Awards red carpet, not a courtroom exit. No explanations, no clarity, just vibes and amen. She delivered a monologue worthy of a gospel brunch, talking angels, haters, manifesting, Judas. In the camp, love the ones who love you and keep your circle tight. Ma'am, this ain't Sunday service. This is a legal investigation, and the gag. She had the audacity to tease a book tour. A book tour, y'all, while facing contempt of court. Tiffany out here acting like she's in the final act of a redemption arc, when really, the credits are rolling on her political career. The audacity is astronomical. This ain't healing, it's hiding. And instead of accountability, she gave us a sermon, a soft launch for her memoir, and a warning to the haters. Baby, ain't nobody hating. We just reading the receipts. I honestly don't know what world she's living in. That live was dripping with delusion, and the way she kept talking about haters, it's like no one really cares that she was the first suit mayor. What people are angry about is the blatant disregard for transparency laws. Like expired coupons nobody wants to honor. She keeps saying she's being targeted for her greatness, not for her shady governance or the way she handled being mayor and supervisor. A lot of this mess is on her. She talked about her child, her father, and of course, her upcoming book, but not once did she explain why she had to plead the fifth or why those FOIA requests keep disappearing into thin air. Now, about that book, I find it pretty interesting that Keith Freeman said Tiffany Hen didn't even do emails. So, are we really supposed to believe she's going to write a book? What exactly will be in this memoir? Will there be a chapter on how she allegedly ghosted transparency laws? Maybe a section about ignoring public records requests like their spam emails? If she can't even speak under oath in court, what exactly will she spill in a book that's sold on Amazon? We're supposed to believe she's suddenly ready to tell her side of the story, not to a judge, not to investigators, and definitely not under penalty of perjury. In my opinion, this isn't about transparency. It's about PR. It's a calculated move to rewrite the narrative before the legal reality comes crashing down. Remember, during her campaign, everyone was waiting for those receipts. She said she had all this information to prove she wasn't involved or not as guilty as people thought, and it never showed up. No receipts from the podcasts, no proof in YouTube videos, and even when she's on Facebook Live, she had countless chances to say something, show something, and it never happened. Will this book explain the missing documents, the claims that she retaliated against people she didn't like, the sweetheart contracts she handed out, or will it just be another round of "they hate me because I was the first," with a motivational quote slapped on every page? You can't claim to be silenced while live streaming your every thought. And you definitely can't promise to tell it all in a book while hiding behind the fifth in court. One of those is a performance, and I think we all know which one it is. The truth is, this book probably won't be about honesty, it's about control. It's an attempt to shape public perception while the legal system keeps her under a microscope. Now, if she actually writes that book, of course, I'll read it. Most of you probably won't, and that's fine. I'm sure she'll get a ghostwriter or something, but I'll be adding it to my summer reading list if it ever actually comes out. And judging by the lawsuits, investigations, and public outrage, this chapter is far from over. That Facebook Live, damage control, disguised as motivation. I also think she was pretty hyped she didn't go to jail. Lots of people thought she would. That live was basically the political version of yelling, "I'm unbothered while your house is on fire." If Tiffany Hen had nothing to hide, she'd go live with the receipts, not rehearse thank you speeches. This isn't a spiritual attack, it's legal accountability. No matter how many inspirational quotes or Instagram filters she slaps on, the subpoenas keep coming. She even got permission to submit an affidavit, saying she doesn't have the records, a written way of saying, "Nah, I don't got it." The judge let her slide for now, but the people of Dolan already voted her out, and that's the only accountability they can control. Everything else is in the court sand. The clock is ticking, and let's not forget the back room chatter, the whispers about those shady Vina contracts, the sketchy sweetheart deals that landed in the laps of connected cronies, and the public money allegedly tossed around like Monopoly cash. Some of those deals quietly being investigated as we speak, and if the FBI decides to pull receipts and go full throttle, baby, it might be game over. This ain't just one lawsuit, it's a full-blown legal mixtape, each track more chaotic than the last. Every affidavit, subpoena, and leaked message peels back another layer of dysfunction. What looked like sloppy leadership now smells like a whole rack of corruption. And just when you think it can't get worse, boom, another folder drops. So what now? Y'all still interested in that Tiffany Henyard memoir? Because if she ever finishes it, and that's a big if, I'll be first in line. Not for the truth, but for the drama. I'm talking popcorn ready, highlighter in hand, circling every lie she dares to print. But let's be real, the way this mess is unfolding, that book might end up in the true crime section. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Would you buy that book, or would you rather read the court transcripts? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that bell, 'cause baby, the saga of the ex-super mayor, far from over. See you in the next one.